Hey everybody, this is Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'Em Out book and training series. Welcome, and we're continuing our series on expectations, things we should expect from our students, our teachers, and our support staff, and our parents. Everybody has a role to play in us being successful, and it's very important that we begin to share those expectations, the high expectations with folks, so folks know what they should be doing. Where's the standard? One thing I've always been asked is, what should a teacher help a student with? And I am very clear on, I believe people need to help themselves, and I believe the teacher's primary role and responsibility is to show kids how to save their own life. I hate enablement. I hate people who enable, and not hate them as people, but I just hate enablement. I very much dislike people who are enablers. Either you're helping the kid or you're not. And I always ask my teachers, how do you know if you help the kid 10 years down the road? Enablement will make the kid still dependent on you. I have seen students be taught, meaning encouraged in a lack of self-control, get out there to the real world, do the same thing with the police, and get in a really bad predicament. Now, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's not things I've heard. No, I saw it. So I've seen where we let these kids do the type of things they want to do, disrespect people, not respond to verbal command. And then I work on the other side with the law. And the law is really, safety, security. Follow verbal command. And when someone has a weapon up at you and they're law enforcement and they're giving you a verbal command, and because your school gives you the cues that you can do whatever you want to, you don't have to respond, guys, it becomes dangerous. So you got to ask yourself, how can I really help this kid? Enablement doesn't. Giving the kid a pass doesn't. And now notice, we're not talking about being a jerk to the kid or being mean. We're talking about, I am a help agent in this kid's life. I'm their teacher. And so let's say, for the sake of discussion, a kid has, been born in a tough situation where some uneducated parents. Okay, so in my situation, both of my parents did not complete high school. Now, they were not bad people. They went on later to complete. They're not bad people. But in academic situation, they did not complete. So that creates a deficit in my life. That creates a problem for me personally, because the support I should have got from home in an academic situation, I didn't get. So now I'm sitting here in front of a teacher with some serious deficits. And the question is, what should a teacher help a kid with? And here are the four that I know, not what I think, is what I know. A teacher has to help a kid with setting goals. So this is something that I want us as teachers to spend more time doing with our students. What are your goals for life? Setting goals. When you find people don't have goals in life, even in the study that they did where the kids who graduated from, I believe it was Yale, and they checked them over a 30-year period, and the ones that were more successful wrote down their goals every day. There is a power to setting goals and writing goals every day. It's a reason, why I do it. You can see my book here. It is a reason why my book here is full with my goals. I write them down every single morning, writing down what my objectives are, what my goals are, what I want to do with my life, what I want to do with my day. The mind has to have an assignment, and you cannot practice giving the mind free time and free passes. Your mind will run you out of the building. It's just something that doesn't work. So the teacher should help a kid with setting goals. Number two, the teacher's got to help a kid with understanding what scholarly conduct is. Scholarly conduct. I was really, I learned this importance when I took a moment of my career to teach college and work with some college freshmen and second-year students, and I noticed how the behavior and the lack of scholarly conduct was prevalent among our students in college. So we as instructors have to understand, we can't assume people know. I can't assume you know what you should be doing, even if you got to this level. See, and this is what a lot of bosses do, principals do, that's just an error. They will assume that their staff, just because they went to college, know how to be a professional. It's been proven that we don't. It's being proven that you have to teach people about appropriate cell phone protocol. To this day, at all my trainings, leadership management trainings, I have to teach the people sitting in those chairs about appropriate cell phone usage. Superintendent, if you're so busy and going to check your phone every 10 minutes, then you need to schedule a new time to come. I will tell a boss that signs the check. Why? It's my class. You brought me here for a reason, and I'm going to own my class. And one of the things you got to learn is about the disciplines of being successful. You can't tell me you're sitting in a training, you're checking your phone every 15 minutes, and you think it's a distraction to the instructor, it's disrespect to the instructor, and it's not okay, it's not scholarly conduct, it's not professional, and I won't have it. And guess what? It's my class, and I've never had one person say, Jesse, you're wrong, or you shouldn't be saying, because no one ever taught us about appropriate cell phone protocol. Cell phones are not distracting to the kid, it's distracting to the speaker. It's disrespectful and to me, to you, and that's what you have to teach people, scholarly conduct. Then you got number 3. You have to teach kids how to think and cognitive reasoning. So what does that mean? That means a lot of our weakness of a lot of our students is the ability to think. We don't know how to think. We don't know how to process. And thinking is a discipline you learn from your parents. But if you were raised by impulsive parents who do what they want to when they feel they go, you will grow up with a deficit. And many of our kids will tell you, well, my mother said if somebody does this to me, then I respond this way. And those are the proven failing methods of a lot of our students. And so this is why the teacher really becomes so important, because the kid has to learn certain disciplines to be successful. And one is the ability to think. And I'm really working with my own children about thinking. I mean, I'm really on them about, son, did you think? Daughter, Caitlin, did you think? You didn't think about that. Did you see what you just did? You're not thinking right now. And so they're young. I mean, 7 and 10. I'm still on them. And I'm going to be on them all their life about thinking, because thinking is a discipline. Reasoning is a discipline. And so something you were consistently taught. And sometimes, like, the teacher really has to support a kid saying, hey, that wasn't very smart. What were you thinking when you did that? And this is why even in behavior, I always asked my teachers, I've seen in my life in business that I can eliminate half of the referrals in my district just by getting the teachers to learn how to ask the kid, why are you doing that? Making the kid think, making the kid go through the progressions of thought will give us a much better outcome with behavior, because much of our behavior is impulsive. I feel it, I do it, I'm mad, I ride, I don't want to be in here, I walk out. Those are not success strategies. Those are losing strategies in this life, and it's something we can correct. And number 4, hope. Our teachers have got to help our students with seeing the future. I've noticed oftentimes a lot of our students are very hopeless. They don't see the future. They don't see where things could work out for them. They don't see positive outcomes. And so a teacher kind of becomes the goggles to the future, the binoculars to the future. The teacher offers you ideas of who you can be and what you can do. Now, once again, like I say, if you have supportive parents that are helping you, you might not need things that much. But even with that, the teacher is a link to the future. And when the teacher offers ideas and offers you, say, did you think about this? Have you ever thought about doing this? Hey, I could really see you doing this. I can remember the teacher that had the greatest impact on my life, my professional adult life, not, only as a young student, but as a grown student. I was in my master's program, completing my master's program, and my instructor in my practicum, I'm a counselor, and so you're going through practicum, and you're in there practicing, and I'm deciding whether to move on and get more education, get a doctorate at the time. And my instructor, Dr. Daisy Ellington, now she's a blind lady, okay? She's blind. But one of the greats of all time in helping people in counseling. She really gave me a vision of what I could do. Now notice I said she's blind, but she gave me a vision of what I could do with my life. And in practicum, we had to go around the circle, and she was like, tell us what you want to do with your life. And she was like, had us legitimately projecting 10 years forward. And, when it got to me, my colleagues all said something that was very modest. Be a supervisor, get a job, something of that nature. But I remember what I said to this day, because I have it written down. I said I wanted to write books. Now notice, nothing that I had going on now. This is like in 90, 99, 96, 96, or 2000, like 99 or 2000. And I said I wanted to write books. I wanted to have one of the largest practices in the country. And I said I wanted to do radio. I wanted to have a radio show, a counseling radio show, and help people on the radio. Seeing nothing of where I'm at now. Okay, this is like 20 years ago. And I said it, and everybody else was looking at me kind of soft. And then I said I want to make $100,000 a year. At the time, I thought that was an abundance of money. And it still is. It's a great payment. It's a great payment for a task. And she said to me, after I said that, I'm looking at my coworkers, they looking at me like, show off, right? But I was serious about it. She just said, let your mind take you where you want to really be. And I said, boy, that's what I want to do with my life. And she said, you know what? No, she's blind. But she said, you know what? Jesse, I can really see you doing that. Really? It stuck that day. It stuck. It stuck. Because I said, wow, I could. Then it was just projecting. But when she said that, I knew I was going to do it. I did. I knew it because... So an instructor did that for me. It supported a vision of who I could be. And a teacher, at that young, delicate age, really does the same thing for the students. They give us our ideas of what they want to do. But the teacher is the one that helps us to see our future. And that is what is so important. And I believe we need to really understand that power of a teacher can do that. It did it for me. Ann R. Germain told me, you need to get yourself together. Jesse, get yourself together. Stan Brodniks told me, Jesse, you don't have to be poor. He had money, and he was he taught the special trades. And him and the plumbing and pipe fitting teacher, he was real cool. He was fresh. He was always nice dressed. They always used to talk about money. You know what I'm saying? They were always used to talk about money with us. They was old school guys. But see, that's not the talk I had at my house, These guys are giving me a vision of what I could do and what I could be with my life. And I always appreciated it. And so that's the power of a teacher. And this is something that we as teachers have to understand. We can help students in that area to have lenses for the future, what you can do with your life. That is what a teacher can help a kid with: their scholarly conduct, ability to think, and setting goals, seeing the future. These are things we can get from our teachers. Always, please share these videos with colleagues. These are things that teachers need to understand. And I know you can better help our students in these areas. I'm Dr. Jackson. I'll see you in the next video.